expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
OMG, I am so excited.
Sky's the limit, baby.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the boxing boys.
Good morning, TBV, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another morning edition of the Boxing Voice Radio, hashtag TBV podcast, wherever hashtags are used. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, and we are back with another one. Tyson Fury warns Deontay Wilder that, and I quote, "I wouldn't take $50 million to step aside." So the dreams of a unification between the winner of Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz 2 versus Deontay Wilder are definitely not going to take place. If Tyson isn't willing to even take $50 million, which he would never get as step aside, well, then this fight between Wilder and Fury seems to be all systems go. And Wilder would have to take care of Fury before a possible unification. So this is what we're going to be talking about. This is what we'll be discussing. If you're interested, you know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1. One time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype and be part of the conversation. If you're just joining us, hit that thumbs up button as you're joining the live stream. Let's go on out to New Jersey.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their cloth. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. Get up!
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yeah. Good morning. Alex Doomsday back with you guys this morning. Top of the weekend. Excuse me. Top of the week. Where's my cup of coffee at? It looked like Tyson Fury's talking about, no amounts of money is going to make me not want to fight you. Tyson Fury says that it's not about the belts and none of that. It's about beating the man in Deontay Wilder. Talks. That's, Fury likes to talk, saying that you hardly beat a guy that was out of the ring 3 years, but looks like you're running from me now. But who knows? Tyson's always taking advantage of moments where he could take advantage of the talk. What do you think, Ness? You think he's willing to turn down $50 million? Step aside? Easy money?
Listen, bro. First of all, he would never get $50 million to step aside. And, though, I do believe him. I don't think he'll take it. I mean, he's not out here faking it. I don't know, man, because you know how boxing is, right? You say one thing and you mean another. He could be saying, I won't take 50, so they give him a big, a big little check to step aside. So you just don't know. You reach for the stars and get the moon, or you reach for the moon and get the stars, whatever the phrase is, right? But this could be two things. I'm going to go for the obvious that he wants the rematch. He felt he won. He needed a few tune-ups to get back into the swing of things. He spoke about, the rapid weight loss and the fact that his muscles weren't quite, what they should be because of the, rapid weight loss. So now I guess he's back. He had a few tune-ups, or he's having one more, and he's ready, in his opinion, I believe.
Well, we all know Deontay Wilder really wants the winner of Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua, and the guy that's kind of blocking him from doing that is Tyson Fury. I don't know how if he won't get 50 million, I mean, how much does Deontay Wilder want that winner? Because I mean, obviously there would be so much more money to be made with Anthony Joshua and Wilder. So paying $50 million, step aside money, wouldn't be so far out, would it?
Hell yeah, that's far out, bro. 50 million? Man, you crazy, bro. 50 million is like, yo, there's not even a boxer that's gotten 50 million outside of Mayweather, Pacquiao, McGregor. Like those fights, like, no one, man. If AJ ain't even make 50 million, let alone step aside money 50 million. No way, Jose.
So what do you think? You think that's Tyson Fury way of negotiating on the table? You know what I mean? Maybe he's throwing that number out there like, I wouldn't take 50 million. Well, what about 30 million or 20 million? Is that Fury's way of negotiating?
Again, it could be. It could be. But no one's giving him 30 or 20. Like, why would you give him 30 or 20? Like, first of all, to give him 30 or 20, you do have to have that first fight with whoever is the unified champ that comes out of the Ruiz versus Joshua 2 fight. They have to be willing to fight Wilder. And then, I don't know. Like, they would have to be willing to fight Wilder, and that fight would have to generate enough money to give him 20 million or 30 million step. But that's insane and absurd. It would never happen.
Well, for sure, Deontay Wilder wants that winner. But if he doesn't, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen is he really gonna have that quick turnaround and fight Fury on February 22nd? I mean, can Wilder kind of mess with Fury as well? Can he postpone, or is he contract? Is he contracted to fight him already on February 22nd?
I mean, everything that we've read states that there is a contract.
So there's a contract already in place for that 22nd belt.
Yes.
Is there a venue?
No, there's no venue, I don't think. I can't remember that. I don't want to lie either.
Shit, I don't know. I thought, if you're saying 50 million's out of the question, 20 million's out of the question, then what does...
Yeah, listen, Wilder was going to pay Bermain Stavern $600,000 so that he could fight Luis Ortiz, or something like that. Like, yo, you crazy? That's too much millions. Way too much.
Well, what's the highest that we've heard in our era? Somebody being paid step aside money. I mean, 600,000. It's nowhere near a figure of 50 million. I think that this $50 million figure is just a way for Tyson Fury to kind of, either negotiate high, throw it out there in the public for the social media and reporters to report on that figure, but. I'm pretty sure then that he's not looking for that 50 million. He's just trying to aim high. I don't know if I believe Fury about not stepping aside. I mean, he's done it before. He's known to fight, guys of lesser opponents. I mean, he's known to like kind of preserve himself in a sense, right? But what do you think? You really think that he really wants that fight on the 22nd? I mean, he's
I agree with you that he's avoided fights, or he's had some weird opposition, but I don't think that stating that you want 50 million, that you wouldn't take 50 million. I mean, I think that by throwing out the $50 million number, you're just showing the world that you're taking a hard stance on not stepping aside. Like, you want this fight. I don't think that it's truly some sort of negotiation tactic, you know what I mean? Even though I think it would be good of him, to step aside, because then he gets the mandatory shot. Then he's like, for sure going to get that shot versus the undisputed champion. So, like, it's the route. Like, you don't got to go through the gauntlet and you still get a shot at the champion. The unified champion, you know? So, I don't know. I don't see it as a bad route.
Man. I mean, you know, in Tyson Fury's position, right? I mean, he knows that Deontay Wilder's in for a dangerous fight. You know, in the event that you know, in a crazy world that Wilder were not to be victorious, that would definitely mess up Tyson Fury's 2022 date, right? Or would he still have to fight?
Of course, no. I mean, hell yeah, to mess up. And also, you know, I don't know. I guess injuries can mess it up.
So why not collect a nice step aside check? You know, in you know, taking consideration that Luis Ortiz is a dangerous opponent. You know, because if he does, you know, if Wilder isn't victorious, that check is out the window. So he might be just banking on Wilder, you know, truly winning. And I mean, and I don't blame Tyson Fury for not taking the step aside money. I mean, if you're chasing glory and you want to bank on a victory, it would be a good time for Fury to fight him if Wilder goes through a war in that bout with Ortiz. I'm guessing that, you know, Tyson and his camp take that into consideration and are saying, hey, you know what? He's in for a tough fight. If we don't take step aside money, we will have a greater chance of being victorious if we have the champ, you know, in there with a couple of bumps and bruises in the bout against us.
Yeah, but I don't think that Wilder's team would let him go into the fight. If he took some bumps and bruises in the Luis Ortiz fight, I don't think they'll move forward with the Fury fight if he's not 100%, or at least a percentage that they are cool with. Typer, we hear you.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, pretty much, I think it's safe to say that you know, Tyson Fury is, you know, talking his talk like he always does. Yep. You know, throwing these huge numbers out there, 50 million. But in the end, it's kind of hard to say what Tyson Fury will do. You know, he's a little sporadic at the end of the day. But all in all, Wilder, you know, I don't blame him. I don't blame him for trying to, you know, pay that step aside money. You know, Anthony Joshua has dodged him forever. And, you know, a fight with Andy Ruiz, obviously, if Ruiz were to be victorious, would, you know, either or would present him with his legacy, which what he's been trying to do is unify these belts, collect all the belts. So, you know, him paying his step aside money is not really out of the, you know, out this world. You know, it's a great way for him to kind of secure those belts. He'll get a little closer to that glory that he's been seeking. So I you know, I don't blame Wilder for trying to avoid Fury. It's not like he's scared of Fury. You know?
I mean, and the big payday is the undisputed. You know, that's the history-making fight. You know, I get him wanting to get to it because it's such a hard thing to accomplish, and if there's an opportunity, try to jump on it. But like, if the man's not even taking down, you know, 50, if he's not taking 50 mil, which we know he'll never get, he's not taking nothing. That's just it, man. That's the bottom line, bro. I told Wilder, man, and I don't mean I told him personally. I mean, on this show I've said it before. Like, he should have just went the other route, man. He should have left Fury with his deal, because Top Rank would have had egg on their face. They signed Fury for this rematch, with this rematch in mind. They're the ones that held it up. They're the one that gave Fury all these tune-ups. So Wilder should have just turned his back on this fight and revisited it later. You know, same thing that Tyson did with the Vlad fight. He never even gave that rematch, you know.
Was there a rematch clause in Tyson Fury and Wilder's bout?
There was, but remember that fight was, shout out to Ronald Finkley with the cup emoji sticker, man. That's dope.
Oh snap! Yeah, it is dope.
I can't even. Yo, I gotta reset my settings, man. I'm not able to share my fucking messages. It's so whack today. But Yeah, man. What was your question? I lost my train of thought there.
Nah, no question. Just speculation. Wilder. Just what exactly are his plans and trajectory to those belts, man. Like I said, I don't really see him.
He's got a lot on his plate right now with the Luis Ortiz stuff and then the Fury stuff. I mean, it doesn't look like he's gonna get a shot. And I spoke to Ruiz. I think I already made the Patreon video. It's the questions and answers with Ruiz public. And he said he wants the Wilder belt, but he would also like a fight, before he fights Wilder or Fury. You know what I mean? So you can't expect everybody to go tough fight, tough fight, tough fight. That's why I respect Anthony Joshua, you know what I mean? Like, he's been in there with some real good opposition ever since he won that title, and even before, because you got to give Dillian White all the credit in the world.
Yeah, and AJ was in the presser there. I think it was the last one in London, where he actually mentioned that. He's like, who they asked him who would he fight after, and he's like, I'm not. I'd rather fight a good guys from the pub. I mean, you got these other guys fighting these guys from the pub. So I think that AJ might be looking for some easy bouts after this matchup with Andy. Definitely, he don't plan on giving him no rematch either. So whoever wins between him and Andy is taking flight with those belts. Moving on, and if AJ wins, don't expect AJ to fight Wilder. Wilder's chasing the winner, but I think that Wilder's only chance for those belts is if Andy Ruiz wins, and even then, Andy Ruiz's team.
Look, it'll be more difficult if AJ wins, obviously, because you go back to that whole A-side, B-side thing, but the world is going to demand undisputed. Whoever wins, we're going to, like Floyd said it the best, man. When you beat the guy, they just build up the next guy. There's always the next guy, so that's just what's just going to happen. As soon as this fight is over, the winner of this fight, and this fight, I mean Ruiz-Joshua, we're going to start matchmaking them. We do that every single fight. As soon as a guy wins in the post-fight, the commentator's asking him who he wants next. So it's just part of what we do as boxing fans. So I think it's normal.
Yeah, well, AJ definitely didn't seem too excited to move on forward to to more difficult fights, and
of course not. You heard him right. He's like, I might fight Otto Wallin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was clowning. I guess the champ feels like his route has been tough. He's taking fights back to back. Tough fights back to back. He mentioned that in the presser. He's like, it's been, every time I win, it always talks about the next guy and the next guy, and now he's basically kind of, the challenger now. So some of that pressure has been taken off.
But you know what? It's funny because you're right about that. He feels like the pressure has been alleviated. When we were in New York City, he's like, now that I lost, it's like, he's able to release his shoulders, and some of that tension and stress has been relieved. So he might go into this fight a little bit more clear-headed. But that could also work out in the negotiations. I mean, if you are him and you're noticing, bro, Saudi Arabia just gave me what, 84 million was the rumor for this site fee. What is the next country gonna give for the undisputed fight? Whoever that is. Whoever those two men are in the ring, what's the next purse going to be for that fight? What's the site fee going to be? Where's that? What country is it going to be in? You know what I mean? Like, there's so much more intrigue in the next fight that we are going to move on. Believe me, we're going to move on.
So do you see a fight being made with Andy being a lot easier than with AJ? Or is Andy still kind of like?
No, I gotta believe that it's gonna be easier with Andy, but I also believe that Andy's gonna do his own thing. He's gonna get his little hometown fight. He's gonna do his little, I'm the champ. Go to Imperial, California, maybe a LA Staples Center fight, something. Maybe a Mexico City, maybe Mexico. Something is gonna happen if he's able to beat AJ twice. He's not rushing into no undisputed. I don't believe.
Man, it'd be an amazing thing for him go ahead, turn around and face Wilder in Mexico.
Yeah,
Mexico
but you gotta
City.
think there's plenty of mandatories. You got Kurbet Pulev waiting in the win for that IBF mandatory. Then you got Usyk. He's got to win his fight with Tyrone Spung, and he has a mandatory, or the winner of that fight, right? So there's mandatory defenses out there that need to be handled. I think that unification, undisputed, is just gonna get put to the back. It's gonna get put to the back for a little bit, just a little bit.
I mean, in the event that Tyson Fury does, let's hypothetically speak here, he takes that step aside money. Does he still fight someone else on that date, or does he just cruise?
I mean, you could normally when you take step aside money, you know it depends what level you are. But like when Victor Postal accepted step aside money maybe 2 or 3 times from Danny, he fought on the undercard. But I mean, obviously Tyson ain't gonna be doing that. But he'll probably still fight someone else. But again, I don't believe he's taking anything.
Yeah, well, he's been known to make the right decisions financially and still could keep himself, kind of healthy in a sense, not taking punishment. Who knows? Is this the Tyson Fury the new Tyson Fury we're getting? Chasing glory and not running from nothing and not beating around the bush? Because I'm pretty sure that a lot of people would be upset if he would step aside. I mean, I know there's a lot of guys out there that believe in Tyson Fury and believe that he can beat Wilder once again. So a lot of people would. I can see how a lot of people would be upset and kind of tag him as, oh, there go Tyson Fury, usual step, to the side or to Fury, try to dodge and play the game of boxing. You know what I mean?
Look, this could go 2 ways, bro. If you're Fury, you can accept step aside with a contract that states you get a certain percent to face the winner, and then you're solidified a super fight. Or you could take your chances with Wilder, win the WBC, and become part of the super fight without any contracts or any stipulations, But you are also going to be gambling. You know what it was to face Wilder before. So the question is, do you want that, or would you rather Wilder fight Luis Ortiz, then fight AJ or Ruiz, then fight you?
Well, I'm curious to see what the management's saying behind Wilder. What exactly? Because they've negotiated with both tables already with AJ and. With Tyson Fury.
With Fury, they said that the negotiations were simple. It was easy to make them the first time around. And in theory, you got to believe that the second one were easy to make because allegedly the contract is signed and they got a fight already.
I keep seeing on the chat something about Derek Chisora. Is this something we missed this morning?
No, the Josh Taylor Regis Progress press conference was this morning, and Derek Chisora must have done something, Chisora-like. We'll check it out, and if it's worthy, we'll review it for sure. But let's get out to the callers first. Let me get a word from our sponsors. That was my final thoughts. I mean, there's not much to say. He's not taking any money, so no unification, and we got to get this fight.
You know what? I think Tyson Fury is feeling himself. I think he's feeling a lot better than he did when he first came off, all chunky. You know what I mean? He's in shape, and maybe in his defense, maybe he feels like the time is now. The time is now. I'm healthy. I'm focused. I need this win right now. So. Maybe he won't take that step aside money. And if he doesn't, we're in for a treat anyhow. Because guess what? Wilder versus Tyson Fury 2. I'm just as excited if it was Wilder versus Andy or the other one. You got to understand Tyson Fury is a polarizing figure in the sport. He gave Wilder the only 12-round fight without getting finished. So I'd be super excited in any case. So take it or don't take it. I would like to see my man Wilder, with them belts and have that opportunity because he's been the fighter, the heavyweight that's just been so vocal about doing what he wants to do, and he's never shied away from any challenges, and he's fought these top guys in the last few fights. You know what I mean? I know they say a lot of crap about his resume, but I think he deserves that shot.
Well, we're going to go out to the callers. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. And don't forget to add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. Now, if you're just tuning in, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button as it helps with the visibility of the show. And we're trying to get this show and the entire platform out there to all the boxing fans, letting them know this is a place where they can call in and express their frustrations when they pick the wrong pick and also their celebrations when they get it right. So, yeah, call in. Call me now.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Going out to Seattle, Washington. Good morning, Boomerang.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Last time I checked, I was the man on these streets. They call me Residue, I leave blowing these beats.
I'ma treat him like he's a C+ fighter.
Shit on this.
Yo, what's good?
Morning, champ.
Mr.
Morning.
Nass. What's good, Doomsday? Hey, yo, I'm gonna keep it real, man. Doomsday, he knows how to do a good fight commentating. Like, Ness, I like you, but you be choosing sides and stuff. He be telling the punches. That's why I can't wait till the zone happens and Anthony Joshua, because I know he's gonna give me the scoop. Now, when it comes to Tyson Fury, I don't know how he made it this far and still thinks he's gonna get the rematch. You can't get your respect if you ain't never gave it the first time when it should have happened. And I think that, you know, PBC is known for doing what they got to do, and if you don't respect them, they'll just push you aside. And that's what's going to happen. They're going to offer some type of money, and it's not going to be 50, maybe, you know, a couple hundred G's, and he's going to step aside. You know, they're going to call his dad up and his baby mom, because they know they don't want that Wilder fight. I mean, his dad was saying it after the fight. He was like, you know, we're going to get a couple. Yeah, get one more tune-up then. Because you're not ready, bro. You haven't fought nobody credible. He needs to fight somebody credible, like Dillian White or somebody. Bring Dillian White out the drug scheme and fight him. He said he can beat his ass last time. He should do it again. Fight somebody. Luis Ortiz needs to fight somebody too, but now he's getting the opportunity. This isn't a free ride, man. You can't just get Wilder whenever you want. You know, he's a champ. He's WBC champ. And where's Mike?
Cut it.
Mike still hasn't answered me or Doomsday.
No, wait. He actually answered me last night.
Oh.
He answered me last night, but it was pretty much, you know, just a. He said, last text I said, I hope you're good, champ, for real, for real. He said, thanks, I appreciate it. Then I sent them another text, like, bro, what's going on with you? You're pissed off? He said, nah, bro, I'm good. And that was that at 1:15 a.m. So other than that, no more communication from Mike.
So maybe he just overslept this morning. It's not like he hasn't missed morning shows. Let me go out to Mr. CYP. Good morning, Boomerang.
Done. Yo. Good morning. I want to tell y'all something. When I first told everybody that the rematch clause did not have a location, people said, nah, you know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm right. They're not fighting in the UK. And I'm going to tell you something. This is not a mandatory. So it's very, very easy for this fight to be canceled or rescheduled. It doesn't matter if a contract was signed. It's not a mandatory. It's not a mandatory rematch. Y'all want to listen to Fury. Y'all want to listen to Eddie Hearn. It's funny because the UK don't run nothing in boxing. They never have. But they keep trying to tell us and tell everybody what's going to be done and what's going to happen. And at the end of the day, it never happens the way they say it because they don't run boxing. They just don't have it. And, Mike, come on back, man. I'm going to tell you right now, I got your back, dog. You come here, and let's pull that bullshit on you again. I'm jumping on his head, man. We need you back, man. CYP out.
Oh, don't leave. What do you mean by or how, educate us? And I'm not being sarcastic. Like, because if there's a contract, we had this conversation before, and Mike's stance was like, yo, they signed, so Wilder can't go nowhere. He signed already with Fury, allegedly, right? Allegedly is signed. So how do you get out of that, regardless of a because it's a new contract. He don't need a rematch.
Listen to me. Whenever there's a fight in between a contract fight, anything could change. Anything could happen. Anything could change. That is why it's not guaranteed that you get the fight after the man fights. The same thing with Andre Ward. When Andre Ward was supposed to fight his to fight Kovalev, it was not guaranteed until the fight with his tune-up was over. Then it was guaranteed.
Yeah,
there's always a clause in the contract that says if there's a fight between.
So with that in theory,
yeah.
right? With that in theory, he's supposed to beat Lewis, then fight Fury. So if he beats Lewis, how does he get out of the contract? You're not telling us that.
No, you're not listening. You're not listening. Because there is a fight in between, he can get out of it, period, because of the fight in between. He doesn't have to beat Ortiz. He doesn't have to even fight Ortiz. But because there's a fight in between, that is not the next fight. He does not have to be obligated to that. We have seen people pull out of fights that are not mandatory all the time. I have no reason. I have no issue. Like, why are y'all thinking that he could demand? Why do you think he could demand a step-aside money? It's no mandatory.
Listen, we're talking about assuming that the Lewis Ortiz fight, which an article came out that it's supposed to happen on the 23rd. Once that happens, how does Wilder get out of the Fury fight?
You said once it happens, correct? We're going off of once it happens.
Once Ortiz fight happens, because he's sure that's happening.
But listen to what you just asked me. You said once it happens. Has the fight happened yet?
November 23rd is the date.
No.
Man.
So no, it has not happened yet. So based off of what you just told me, you just took an L in your own argument.
Okay. I guess you're refusing to answer the question. So, yeah, man, I mean, I don't know how you're coming on making claims that you could get out of contract, but you refuse to tell us how to get out of the contract, you know? Just saying he got a fight in between, you're not teaching us anything. And
you said anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course anything can happen. Wilder can get hurt. So that's what you have to assume is in the contract. Like, yo, you get past Lewis Ortiz, no scrapes, no scaves, you good, we fight on February. But if you get past Ortiz, you're good, and you just say, oh, no, I don't want to fight you no more. I mean, the dude has to have a reason to get out of that contract. But Brandon, Cincinnati, talk to me.
Yo, what's good? Nez, Doomy, good morning, you fellas.
Good morning.
I don't blame Tyson Fury for not taking the step aside money. Nobody but Wilder has himself to blame for being in this situation. He agreed to these fights before he even knew the results of the AJ and Ruiz fights. He told us on this show before, I think he even fought Brazil, that AJ was going to be next. It was going to be a little minute before that fight happened. He was doing his own thing. He was creating his own path, and well, not me. You guys were congratulating him. He don't need AJ. He don't need that. He don't need this. Now all of a sudden you got to change your heart, and it don't work like that. You said you had your own path. Follow your own path. Don't try to switch it up now. Even though I would love for him to switch it up if it was possible, and to get the undisputed out of the way, because that's the shit I was screaming for. When all you motherfuckers was congratulating him for not taking the fight and creating his own path and turning down deals and shit, I was the one saying, man, make that shit happen. Now you want to make that shit happen, and you obligated to fight Fury and Ortiz. Like, so he kind of bit himself in the ass with that, and like I said, he ain't got nobody to blame for himself. But that's my call. Oh, yeah, when you guys get a chance, check out Chisora this morning, man. He really showed his ass at the press conference. He wasn't fucking around with Eddie Hearn and them. He want more money. He said he ain't selling this fight for Pro Grayson Taylor to be the headline. Nobody knows him. He was talking mad shit. But yeah, when you guys get a chance, check that out. But that's my call. You guys have a good morning.
Cut it.
Majid in Florida, talk to me. Good morning, champ.
What up, man? Hey, I'm confused. Because I don't really know how this boxing shit go when it comes to all of these titles and rematches, and you know, once you sign that contract, so I ain't gonna even go there, you know. But I gotta ask you, Nets, like, if Deontay was to beat Wilder, would he be able to, like, you know, with that unification thing, they like exempt certain things? Will he be able to get past it using that? Like, is that a way? And also, I was.
You said if Deontay beats Wilder, who? So
my bad. If he beats Ortiz, you know, then that contract comes in effect with him and Tyson Fury. Is it anything that Wilder could do to try and unify, you know, through the, I don't know, the sanctioning bodies, just to get just to try to get one belt and then get Fury later? And then also another thing I had is on Fury hand, no matter what, if everybody keep fighting and he don't get those matches, don't it benefit him in the end pay-per-view wise and everything to, like, you know, go win for all the titles? Or you think people would duck fighting Fury after that?
I mean, I think that once someone has all the titles, there's no way that they're not going to want to fight Fury. Like, Fury still has this claim to the top. Not to be the champion, but at least a claim to the top. We know how good he is. We know, you know, we know he's good. So, yeah, I think he could easily get that shot. That's why I'm shocked to read this headline. I'm shocked to read this article. I thought he would, you know, I didn't think he would mind taking a step aside money as long as it means he gets that shot.
Yeah, I agree, but that's all I got. Everybody like the video. Show some love and good shit on y'all morning show. And Mike, man, get out your fucking feelings and get back on the radio, dog. That's all I got.
All right, man. Thank you for calling in, Majid. We're going out to Steve. Talk to me.
Yeah, what's up, Nash?
What up?
This doesn't make any sense to me at all. I don't understand what's going on here with Fury.
What do you mean? You would rather him take the step aside? Because all he's saying is that he wants to fight Wilder. He's not stepping aside.
Yeah, no, I mean, I meant the other way around. I don't understand Wilder. To me, this is the fight. This is the fight that the fans want. Don't we want the rematch?
So you think that we want Fury more than we want Undisputed?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know if everybody feels that way, man. But I get you. I get you because you probably feel like Wilder is more about correcting, you know, whatever wrong is there, right? Whatever doubt was there.
Yeah, how could we fight at a draw?
Yeah, I get you, man. I get you for sure.
So is Tyson Fury that hungry for that fight? I mean,
it looks that way, man. And look, I mean, he's not. His words are definitely louder than his actions, without a doubt, because he's saying he won it. He's saying Wilder's a bum. He's saying he could beat everybody, but he's fighting Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallin. That's just the bottom line. That's what he's doing, no one else. Let me go out to Texas.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You invited him to the ring? Why?
Yo lo invité a que subiera. Como decimos en México, hay que dejarnos de mamadas. ¡Viva México!
And like we say in Mexico, we don't fuck around.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
What up? What up?
What up?
Morning.
Yo, man. I can understand why Tyson Fury doesn't want to take step aside money, man. Because just like Deontay Wilder sees AJ and Andy, he sees blood in the water, in his opinion. And this would ruin Tyson Fury's plan, because I feel like he wants that day at that time, because it sets up perfectly for him. He's taking these tune-ups, he's getting in shape. He's probably telling Bob, you know, hey, I need that fight at this time right now, because he feels, in his opinion, he feels he beat Wilder, and then if his whole thing was maybe if he doesn't get knocked out or knocked down, he beats Deontay. You know, maybe he expected Deontay to be in a tough fight with Luis Ortiz, and maybe he'll have a better chance with the more worn down Deontay off a quick turnaround in February. But with Deontay, I'm not mad at him. It's just, you know, don't tell me that you want to fix all your mistakes and correct all the controversial fights. Granted, I do want Undisputed, but I want there to be two clear guys before we get Undisputed. That's my call.
Matt, man, thanks for calling in. We got Mr. PBC. Boomerang, talk to me.
Yo, what's good? Let's be real, man. I thought we're all boxing fans. We know how the game goes. If he doesn't accept the money, go to court. Get a settlement. It'll be less. You know, because you can't do all this shit, fight two niggas who ain't really got shit, just to fight Deontay Wilder. It'd be smarter if he fought someone that was good to sharpen his craft. But, I mean, how you going to prepare yourself for Deontay Wilder when you've been fighting dudes who were just ranked somehow because heavyweight.
But he's fighting taller guys,
boxing.
though. Remember, his first two.
That don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
You can't sharpen your craft if you want to fight Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, but the guys that he first fought before
No,
Wilder,
you can't.
they were shorter.
They weren't nobody. Who gives a fuck about height, dude? Does that really fucking matter? Because Andy Louise beat Joshua.
It matters, man. It matters.
No, Andy Louise beat Joshua when he's not even tall like that.
And that's why.
Come on, dude.
And
You
that's
gotta
why
sharpen your
Joshua.
craft.
That's why Joshua said he wasn't used to fighting someone smaller than him.
Fight Dillian White.
All right.
Go to court, then you're gonna get less money. That's how the game goes. And I'm mad, Ness, you know, because I mean I've been paying this money, bro, and I ain't got not one shirt, nigga. On God.
Did you give me your address, champ? Did you give me your size?
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, I gave my address, my size.
What's your size?
Come on, man. Nigga, let me get that 2X, because, you know, nigga want to rep, because I'm already tall.
I got 2X for you. I got a 2X. You lucky.
And I'm a message you my address.
All right, so that means
just
you didn't give me your
the first time.
address. See? Message it to me. Mr. CYP, Boomerang, talk to me.
We're going to look at it like this, man. I knew that Deontay Wilder was getting $20 million for Brazil before anybody knew because they told me personally. And every time I told somebody that on a chat or a blog, niggas was like, you don't know what you're talking about. He ain't getting that much. Whatever you say, man. I got personal information from the camp. Y'all can sit on this bitch and laugh, call me angry, but I'm helping you be educated on what the fuck is really going on. I ain't talking to you, Ness. I'm talking to the fans, to people listening. Like, I'm close. Y'all can hate all you want to. Look at him always talking about what he does. Don't be mad because you don't do shit in life. Don't get mad at me. This is my tone. I'm trying to let you know if the Undisputed is signed, sealed, and delivered. He ain't fighting Fury. He has a way out of that contract. I know this because I heard it. The reason why he said he wants Fury to step aside, because the fight has not happened yet to determine if he can fight for Undisputed. But if the fight is determined that he can fight for Undisputed, he ain't fighting Fury next. I'm telling you now. And when it happens, I'll call in and tell you guys, hey, I told you I was right, and I'll argue about the next topic. I won't even bring this bullshit up because I know I'm right. I'm out.
Well, thank you for calling in. What do we got here?
You want to go ahead and maybe read one of these super chats real quick?
I was going to go to T Plums that says, check out Fan and Boxing International. An attorney, in parentheses, he broke down how there are ways to get out of that contract. And then we got Jamil Roberts says, even boxing contracts have termination clauses written in it. Who's to say Wilder doesn't have an opt-out? Fury stayed talking like he's in control. Thoughts? What do you think of their suggestions on getting out of the contract?
Well, shit, you know, I'm not no attorney, but I'm pretty sure that when these contracts are being, you know, written up, both camps are always looking for advantages in that contract. The competition starts as soon as the pen hits the paper, I say, and yeah, he could have an opt-out clause. He could have certain stipulations in the contract where, you know, he can null and void the fight. But, you know, we wouldn't know that unless we had access to that contract, and we haven't heard of anything like that being said. But I'll go check out, you know, the Fan and International Boxing that T Plum said and see what they said about it.
Yeah. We got a new caller in what looks like Pennsylvania, 570-330. What up?
Where's the intro?
First time
What's
caller?
happening?
First time caller?
Yeah, first time caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
This is Mel, man, coming out of Anderson, South Carolina, man. But I just gotta say, man, I'm with you, Ness. What's happening, Doomy? I need Mike back on the show. But I'm with you, Ness, man. Fuck Fury, man. But you know what I mean? I feel like he should just go ahead and knock him off, man. Is any way he can pay step aside money to Ortiz, go ahead and knock him off and get ready for that undisputed?
Man, he ain't gonna pay step aside money to Ortiz. Cause I mean, you need a fight. He been sitting out since the Brazil fight. You want to fight. You don't want to just sit there waiting on them guys. Cause after AJ and them fight, they not fighting again till next year. So you don't want Wilder sitting around waiting. What's your name again, brother?
True. Mailman.
Mailman, I got you now.
Mailman. Yeah, man. I feel you on that, man. But man, fuck Fury, man. Fury just go ahead and need to get knocked out, man. Go ahead and end him, man. Just like he did Brazil, man. Who is the man who will end your life from boxing, man? Wilder. They need to go ahead and do it, man.
Oh, so you saying?
Out.
Oh, wait a minute. Now I get you. You saying pay Luis Ortiz step aside money so that Wilder can fight Fury now?
Yes.
Yeah, but that's up to.
And go ahead and get that out the way.
But that's up to Fury because Fury got to fight this Saturday, and is he gonna want to turn around that quick? You know, he's still gonna want that February fight.
You're right. But I'm saying if he could have caught this sooner before they fought this week coming up.
Cut it.
That is your minute 30. Thanks for calling in, brother. We got you down, Mailman in Pennsylvania. Hope to hear from you again. We're going out to Brandon in North Carolina. Talk to me.
What's up, brothers?
What up?
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, man? My guy, the other Brandon from Cincinnati took my steam off of that, man. Come on, guys, man. Wilder had a chance. He had a plus 100 plus million to fight for the undisputed, but he didn't take it. So my thing is,
100 plus million. Man, they was offering him 40 million. Why y'all keep lying?
It was a 3-fight deal, but anyway.
Exactly. So it ain't 100 plus million.
Okay. So all right. So I'm not even going to pass. Fury can't fight nobody. Because Fury wanted to fight another fight after this fight. Fury has got to pay the piper. If you look at any interview, Bob Arum already said no. Fury will fight. The fight is signed, sealed, and delivered. ESPN has told, Bob, the man, we got to pay these bills, man. We don't pay Fury this money. We going to court. We got to fight Wilder. Because Fury wanted to fight a homecoming fight in UK. And they said, nah, we ain't doing that. You fighting Wilder after this fight, you fighting Wilder. So Fury got to pay the piper. So it don't matter. They're going to go to court. And I don't care what your man who calls that he got an inside connect. This fight got to happen because Fury got to pay the piper. It's got to happen. There's no way that they're going to be able to pay no step-aside money. This is $80 million of what they paid Fury. That's the only step-aside money they're going to have to pay. Because Fury has to fight. Period. Like the girls say. Period. But Ned, good work, man.
Thank you, brother.
Good work. And hey, what's up, Jimmy?
Thank you for calling in, brother. We going out to, I don't know, UK for sure. 442. Who's this? Hello?
Yo, it's Coyote.
Oh, different number, Coyote? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now. This is a new number, right?
Yeah, just it's one of my landlines. Yeah, just save it in it.
All right.
Yeah, so man, this is all Wilder's fault. Remember when he came out and told us he's got his own plan, he's doing his own thing, and he did turn down 100 million. It was 2 fights, and the fight with Brazil, everything was supposed to be 100 million.
Yeah.
So he turned it down.
What you're saying is right. He turned down 100 million, but he didn't turn down 100 million to fight AJ. The last caller was wrong.
Yeah, but it was 2 fights, 80 million, and obviously 20 million.
Yeah,
and I still don't believe he was paid 20 million.
Again, my friend, what do you do for a living?
I work in IT.
IT. So if I hire you to do some work for me, one job, how am I paying you 100 million for one job if I'm telling you you can get 100 million over the course of 5? You got to complete all the jobs to get 100 million. To state that the man turned down $100 million to fight AJ is just to state a bald-faced lie. It was $40 million.
It's not a lie.
Oh man! All right, go ahead. Take your call. I won't even probe you, man. Take your call, champ. You do what you want. Believe what you want.
$80 million for 2 fights. You know how it works. You sign the rematch. It's $80 million for 2 fights. That's guaranteed. That's guaranteed money. It's $80 million for 2 fights and $20 million for the other fight. That's $100 million guaranteed. I don't know why we're arguing about that. But anyways, what I'm saying is this is all his fault. He's fully blamed. So if he said he's gonna follow the path, then he has to fight Fury. I mean, just do what you said you were gonna do. You know, he said he's a man of his word, so do what he promised us he was gonna do. Fight Fury. Let's see if you win. And then if the undisputed fight is still there, he can go and
cut it.
Riding A70.
What's up, man?
What up?
Man, I think you got a good point there when you were saying that Wilder should have just moved on and, you know, kind of came back and revisited the Fury deal, because we have to remember that Wilder and Fury had agreed to terms for the second fight, and Fury somehow backed out and signed with ESPN, really leaving Wilder, you know, assed out. Luckily, he fought Brazil and had that spectacular knockout, because that could have really set him back as far as building his resume and building his brand. So I just think Wilder should, you know, keep Fury in line, and I'm pretty sure he went into that contract negotiations knowing before they signed that there's a possibility that if Ruiz wins, they can have a undisputed. So I'm pretty sure there's a way out, and he's right to leave his options open. Right now, it's Ortiz and Fury, but something can change. And if he has something in this contract, him and Al Heyman are smart men. If not, then I feel like they got played by Fury again, because he pretty much set his timeline to fight Wilder a second time. But I'm pretty sure it's a way for him to get out if that opportunity came up. Especially that fight would make more money than the Fury fight if he was able to do it undisputed with Ruiz on Mexican Independence Day. But that's my call.
Rob, man, thanks for calling in. Looks like we got another first-time caller in 864, South Carolina. Who's this?
What's up? I am Ill Will. What's good, fellas?
I am Ill Will. What it do, champ?
Hey, I can't call it, man. I just was sitting and listening to your chat, and I was reading the messages from, I don't know what the world is wrong with some of the people in your chat, bro. But they must be some of the most misguided sons, you know. Must be some of the most
the terror dome in that chat, bro.
In my life. Hey, God Almighty! I was like, Lord, I mean, how can anybody call Wilder a duck when Fury ducked out of the first one and they had terms for 50-50? He ducked. How can you call Wilder a duck? Wilder's never ducked a fight yet. You can't name one fighter that he's ducked and ran from. AJ ran from $50 million. It was guaranteed. It was confirmed. Eddie Hearn even confirmed it. So this man don't run from fights. This man is the only fighter the only heavyweight fighter in boxing right now that's actually chasing a hard fight. Who's Fury fighting? Otto Wallin? Who the fuck is Otto Wallin? Nobody's ever heard of this clown. Who is Tom Swats? Nobody knows this clown. He's fighting bums. And then Wilder's just using Fury's just using Wilder's name just to build clout, just so people can go watch his bullshit fight. But you got people in your chat that say Wilder's a duck. He ducked $100 million. He did this. He ducked. No, motherfucker. Do you know the terms of the contract? Do you know that Dazn had to go back and apologize to Wilder because they tried to give him a bullshit deal? If they don't listen to go listen to 78. He interviews Deontay Wilder all the time. I know what I hear, but all I know is most of the people in your chat, bro, you got a good show, but most of the people in your chat, they either delusional or like being delusional, or they like bullshit just for the sake of bullshit.
Yeah, exactly right, bro. Some of the people in our chat just like to be deluded. They like to live in that world.
Fantasy realm.
Yeah, that fantasy realm, bro. I mean, there's nothing you can say, you know. I mean, people are still in the chat right now talking about, bro, he did duck $100 million. It's like, dog, yeah, if you're gonna tell me he ducked $100 million throughout the span of 4 fights, then absolutely. But just don't preference it that he turned down $100 million to fight AJ, because that's not the job. If you tell me dig a trench, I'm going to dig that trench. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me dig 4 trenches to get paid. That's different. That's different. Those are individual jobs. Like, I don't get why is that so difficult for people to, like, grasp. But what we're going to do is keep moving and go out to Louisiana. Good morning. Jerron, what it do?
Well, I'm glad Fury don't want to take step-aside money. And like I said, like you said, you don't want Wilder sitting around, so he should fight Ortiz. Then it should be no problem getting Fury and Wilder in the ring in the spring since Fury don't want to take step-aside money. Then that gives AJ and Ruiz time to finish their business, and then the winner has to fight Pulev. And after that, there's no reason not to go ahead and fight the undisputed fight. That's my call.
All right. Well, Jerron, man, thanks for calling in. And, yeah, that is the last caller, so I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And you can join us on Patreon right now at patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice for an episode of Untitled, where we answer all your questions. We sit back, we discuss music, movies, money, women, vacation spots, everything. I mean, we're going to be discussing Salma Hayek's birthday bikini suit this weekend, according to Brandon, I think, and Maurice or Ruin the 504. Somebody wants us to take a look at Salma Hayek in her bikini, so we'll be checking that out, as well as reviewing movies like it. Join us on patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. Catch me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. Peace.
Yeah, and I'm Alex Doomsday Linus. You can catch me on IG, Alex_Doomsday_LAINEZ. Catch me on Twitter, Alex Linus TBV. And true. Go check out the Patreon page. It's a lot of exclusive footage there that's only privy to the Patreon supporters. You can go ahead and check out the Border War series, the Untitled that Ness has just mentioned. We will be doing a fight film study every Tuesday. We're going to try to keep that consistent for you guys. I believe this Tuesday we'll be doing the Mayweather-Maidana first bout film study. So go ahead and go out there, check us out. You have different tiers for you to show us our support. $3, $5 will definitely get you to see that Border Wars. Border Wars will be this weekend. If you don't know what it is,
yes, sir, it's going down this weekend. We're gonna have an emergency Border Wars show today to discuss some late breaking news. Mums the word on that until the show. But join us on Patreon right now. Peace.